Hey there, crafters and stashers. Welcome to the CrashStash podcast. I'm Kim, your host. This is episode 115. Episode 115 is called Chuppah on Hiatus. Or should I call it On Chuppah Hiatus? Hey guys, welcome to summer where we podcast outside. My gorgeous location today is the side of the, gosh, now that I'm on camera, I can't remember the name of the FDR in Manhattan. Sorry, I did not mean to make that rude noise with my mouth, but I couldn't remember. It's the FDR that turns into the Harlem River Drive in Manhattan, New York City. It's the very, very top of the island. If you ever are on the FDR Drive and take it all the way to the end, you will be right near where I'm sitting. There's a lovely park on the side of it. It's called Swindler Cove. It goes from 207th Street down to about 190th, 180th Street. And it's a strip maybe 300 yards, 400 yards wide. And it's nice and green and lush. And we have the East River on our east and the highway on our west. So lucky you are sitting very close to danger on the highway. Don't believe me? Take a quick look. Oh, hello, West Side Highway. It's okay. The speed limit is 40 miles an hour, so people generally tend to obey that. I'm here to not show you Manhattan's fine conflagration of park space and transit. I'm here to share with you some projects. Let's get started. It's going to be a shorter episode. I've got a little bit of what I'm crafting and a teeny bit of what I'm stashing and some periphery. Okay, so hopefully you guys can still hear me as the wind kicks up. But as the title suggests, let me just make sure that the focus is good. As the title of this episode suggests, I am very, very close to finishing my chuppah, my sister's wedding present that's going to be used in her wedding. In a couple of weeks, maybe 6 weeks, she's getting married, so I'm almost done. Unbelievably, the chuppah still fits inside this bag. This is my Girl Caves bag from Rista. Thank you so much, Lisa. Lovely, lovely project bag to hold a lovely, lovely project. I can't believe it fits all in here. It's about the size of a comforter right now. It's about a full-sized comforter. I put it on a combination of blocking tubing and very, very long interchangeable needles, and it's pretty much the size of my bedspread, which is nice and big, and that's before it's blocked. I have 1.5 balls left of yarn to do, and I think I'm gonna, by the time I finish this ball, I think I'm gonna use this ball entirely for the edging and bind off because I want it to make it a decorative bind off, so it's going pretty well. But given that I only have about 6 weeks left, and given that my father-in-law is making the structure for the chuppah to sit on, I really want to hurry up and finish it as soon as possible so that he can, that I can block it, let it dry, and so that we all know how big the chuppah is going to be and have my father-in-law kind of build the structure that it goes on. So I'm kind of been not working on anything else, but I've been working on other stuff because I've been working on the chuppah since November, and it's so close to the end that I feel like I'm slowing down, which is not a really good thing. So I will quickly show you the other things that I'm crafting when I shouldn't be crafting them to distract me from the chuppah. But that's pretty much what I have for you this episode. Tour de Fleece started a couple of days ago, and while again in spirit I want to be Tour de Fleecing with you guys, I'm not, because I want to finish the chuppah. I did do a little bit of Tour de Fleecing on some old fiber that I have, and I'm not going to necessarily show it to you. I just want to show you how I'm storing it lately. Because as a spinner, I kind of feel like I want to take my spinning out with me when I have downtime in public, and it's hard to figure out how to carry it. So a new way that I figured out how to carry some of my spinning projects is get one of these fun little mailing tubes. I got this at the Container Store, 99 cents. It's going to be a really loud ambient noise episode, so I'm going to shout. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at myself. I'm just outside. So the way that I'm storing the fiber project to go is right in here in the tubing because I'm working on my golding spindle. This is some lovely gourmet stash fiber that you guys are probably sick of seeing. It's one of her Muse Uprising colorways. I've been spinning on this for months now, just off and on, 5 minutes at a time. If you're curious, this is the Muse Uprising Madness color. It's Fun Rainbow Heather Gray and Fun Rainbow Heather Black on my 2-inch golding spindle, and it fits perfectly in here because of the height, and it even has enough space for me to add extra fiber in there, which you probably can't see, but it's all the way stuffed down at the bottom. So I did spin on that yesterday for beginning of Tour de Fleece, so if I finish the huppah early enough, I seriously doubt it, but I will have some time to continue to spin on this. The other thing that I wanted to show you guys, pack that in there, is I'm starting some new socks just because, again, the huppah is now officially too big for me to take it on the subway. I become that crazy lady with a big blue jellyfish on my lap knitting it, which is fine. I don't really care. But as I go from subway stop to subway stop, it just gets harder and harder to quickly gather up the project and move along. So that's why I'm not taking it with me anymore. So I did start working on a pair of socks. This is that awesome yarn from White Birch Studios, I believe. It's her Nothing Says Screw You Like a Rainbow colorway, which you've probably seen on Instagram if you're on Instagram. But I'm just going to do some basic toe-up socks, but I'm going to make them spiral tube socks so that I don't have to do a heel. I know you guys are screaming at me that's a really bad idea for adults because the heels will wear out, but I figure if there's no heel, it'll just kind of keep rotating, and I honestly don't wear my hand-knit socks as often as a lot of other people do, so I think it's going to be fine. I just want to see how it works. It's a free pattern for spiral rib socks. What you basically do is cast on in increments of 8 or 6 and do a knit 3, purl 3, or knit 4, purl 3, knit 4, purl 4 rib for 4 rows. Then you switch by 1 stitch over every 4 rows so that the first row of the switch row becomes, instead of knit 4, purl 4, it becomes purl 1, knit 4, purl 4, and then the very last one is a purl 4. This way you're always moving over by 1. So that's what does the spiral. So I'm doing that on these socks. These are my favorite needles that you guys have seen forever. These are the cubics. They're the collage square needles. These are size 2s. And I'm keeping them in my Aran Lane bag. Next up, to keep myself occupied, again, when I shouldn't be, when I've gotten bored of the huppah and wanting to do something else, I've been working on needle felting, actually. So I ordered a DIY, I put together my own kind of intro to needle felting kit from this company on Etsy, Felted Sky Studio. Elizabeth, she's really wonderful. She sent me a couple of free samples because I wasn't sure if I wanted to spin her stuff or felt it, so I spun a sample, which turned out pretty nicely. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's very, very rustic, obviously, because it's used for felting, so a little bit too rustic for me for spinning. It made a very, very fun 2-ply, if you guys can see that. But I decided to just keep felting it. So what I'm making is a bunch of matryoshka, those little Russian nesting dolls, but they're not nesting dolls. I got the idea because for my wedding, I got, as cake toppers, I got a felted trio. I got a felted mini me, a felted mini Greg, and a felted mini tiger. So this was the felted mini tiger that was from my wedding. Very, very cute with the whiskers and everything. Basically just an egg doll felted to look like my cat. And I said, I want to keep doing that. And I felted another little egg doll to look like my new cat, Lavender. So very, very fun, very quick project. So like I said, I ordered, and I'll flash the kit of what I ordered from Elizabeth at Felted Sky Studios. I ordered a sampler of all 58 of her fiber colors. And I ordered a set of her needles, which are really, really fun and very helpful. The thing about felting, and I'll go quickly about this and maybe do a more in-depth show later, is that depending on the felting needle that you use, it'll do different things. So some needles are better for attaching pieces, some needles are better for not leaving a lot of holes and doing detail work, So she sends you a sampler of these needles, and she kind of color codes the needles and also tells you what they're good for, which is really, really helpful. Sorry if that's backwards and you can't read it. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to do a series of felted matryoshka based on an image that I saw on Pinterest. Which was really fun. So this is my first felted matryoshka. This is going to be Lilo from Lilo and Stitch. I'm going to basically do all of the Disney female characters, or as many as I can stand before I get sick of the idea. So this is going to be Lilo from Lilo and Stitch. So I have to cut her little ponytail off. But it's really, really fun. I've actually done this on the subway. And yes, I've stabbed myself several times, but it's a lot of fun. So yeah, and this is the felting block that I got as well. So yeah, very, very fun hobby. And then last but not least that I wanted to show you guys in terms of what I'm stashing is the wonderful, wonderful Kate from Gourmet Stash Fibers sent out her last shipment of her CSA club, her community-supported agriculture version of a fiber club, where every other month for 6 months she sent us some fiber. And spoiler alert if you're in the club and haven't seen it yet, but this is her last color. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's very, very summer appropriate. The color is called Watermelon Salad with Feta and Herbs. Guess what colors the ponies are? Watermelon colored with feta and herbs. Let me take these out of the packaging for you. So they're like, look at this fun pink. It's like a nice cantaloupe reddish pink, with the watermelon, with the feta being the white, and the herbs being the little pieces of like sari silk. Very, very fun fiber. I got 2 ounces of this, and red is definitely not in my comfort zone. Pink is, but I'm very excited about this because of the slight texture. So this mix happens to be superfine merino, organic merino, superwash merino, sari silk, and Angelina. So it's going to be a lot of fun to spin. And again, all of the stuff that I will pick up after I finish my sister's Chuppah. One last bit of periphery for you guys. Thank you guys so much for those of you who participated in the I Knit NYC KAL. We've been hosting that since April, and the first round is up. It finished on June 30th. I did say that there was going to be an extension just because it was summer and I was being a little bit lazy about knitting. Funny thing is, I recorded an episode last week where I showed you guys my finished object for the knit-along, but I didn't really like the video quality. I wasn't really into it, so I was editing it and just stopped editing it. So that might make the light of day as episode 116. But I did finish my contribution. I'll try and show you guys a picture. But I wanted to say congratulations because I'm picking 2 winners. One winner for the original dates, April 1st to June 30th. And then the additional winner will be whoever finishes their projects before July 31st. So congratulations to Mimmers. The random number generator picked you as the prize winner. You win your choice of either the Jill Draper yarn or the 716 Knits yarn. Just hit me up in Ravelry and let me know which one you want. To show you guys what she did, I might have to do some editing after the fact, but it was a really lovely cowl that she made. She hand spun some fiber from Long Island Fleece and Fiber Company, which she bought at Vogue Knitting Live back in January, and made this really fun cowl that I think she's writing a pattern for. So thank you so much, Mimmers, for playing along. To everyone else, enjoy your summer. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me by the side of the road in Manhattan. In the meantime, enjoy your summers. It's really warm, so if you can't craft it, stash it and go outside. All right, guys, cheers.